I'm still busy with Happy Toe Tuesdays. Today I'm talking about what to use and what not to use. I couldn't find everything on my list, but yes, I'm doing the best I can. So heel paddles, you get a big one that's like a file. It's big and you can hold it in your hand. That's good for the back of your heels. Just remember that sometimes it's not thick skin that's your problem, but thin skin that's cracked. So then maybe something like heel ball will work better with 25% urea, and that's the active ingredient that does the magic. Or you can use something like this if you have thick heels, but it's not really, it's a callus foot file. This won't work if you have thin skin and still cracked heels, but it works well. Then you can get normal big clippers, which is great. It's got a little file in the middle. You get ones that slant into the one side, so that's where it cuts, and that works very well. And you get nippers. And this is good, but you can see if your nails are very thick, this won't work. You're going to break your utensil. So it's best to file it thinner, or visit somebody like me that I can help you with that with my Dremel, and then you can carry on with the cutting in between. Some people I only see once a year, and it's on their birthday. And then they cut their nails themselves the rest of the year. I like to keep people independent, which I don't think is always good for business, but yes. So a normal nail file, this is good. Just make sure that you don't dig too deep with the sharp end, because it can become a problem, because the more you dig, the more exciting it gets, and then you don't know when to stop. And then moleskin, I really like moleskin. It's a piece of soft material, and you put it on the inside of your shoe. So you cut it to size and you stick it on the inside of your shoe, and it helps it glide. And especially if you're planning blisters, maybe you're going on a long walk, or like the Camino, or you have a bunion that keeps on bugging you, so it helps it slide on the inside of your shoe, that it doesn't rub as much. And then your toes, this is little spaces you can put around a toe, especially if your toes are climbing over each other and you just need to cover one. You can put this on just to put some space, because what happens sometimes, the nail will rub against the skin, and it makes a big problem. So yes, that works great. You get bigger ones, but you know what, the only thing about this is it takes up space in your shoe, and it's really something you have to consider if you have tight shoes. Some people really wear tight shoes. And then you get toe separators like this one. I have one lady that really likes them, but there's not a lot of people that like them. But yes, you can use this. You get a bigger one that looks like a is it like a piece of snot? But yes, it's bigger, and you get a 3-size sizes, small, medium, and large. And that works well in between your big and your second toe if you have a bunion and you want to make it more square, where you don't have a bump sticking out, so that you can use that. It works very well. It's just in South Africa we have very hot climate, so it's sometimes difficult to wear separators between your toes, because you tend to wear open shoes, so that makes it more difficult. Now let's get to what not to use. Croco is something that removes corns and calluses, but it's very bad, especially if you're a diabetic, because when you put it on, sometimes it moves, and then you end up having a hole in your healthy skin and not on the corn that you were planning. So I would not recommend this for diabetics at all. So you know, I would rather recommend to use a file, you know, old-fashioned, slower, but it works. And then do it sparingly. And the other one is one of these. I remember I used it once and I was bleeding like a pig, because I overused it and I was too strong with it. Didn't use enough control. So yes, it does work, but for diabetics, no, please do not use this ever. It's easier just to use a file, because the risk is just too high of injuring yourself. And trust me, if you have a diabetic with a wound, it sometimes ends up being 2 years of wound care to fix what you started. So yeah, so that's yes, no, and there's so many products out there. The basic principles are just to use your common sense. If it's going to be something that's going to create a safe space for your toe, yes, but if it's going to take up the room in your shoe, then no. So it depends on what your situation is, what kind of shoes you wear, what your exact problem is. Nobody's feet are the same. Just use your common sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. If you're not, if you can't even reach your feet and you're using stuff like this, no. It's not going to solve your problem. And it's better to see a professional and then go from there. So I hope that helps you, and good luck with your feet.